Two women, one city, and a whole lot of misconceptions. Welcome to Jeddah. Jeddah sits on the Red Sea and is known as the gateway to Mecca. It's home to one of the longest waterfront promenades in the world, and it's full of art and history and culture. And join us on our journey to explore some of the misconceptions that you probably have about this place in the world. Hi everyone, this is day one. This is an exciting journey that myself and my daughter Lucy are on. We are in Jeddah, as you can see, beautiful view. We're by the Red Sea. We are staying in the Rosewood Jeddah. We are very shortly going to be meeting Riwa, which is the main reason we've come here at all. And we're going to be taken on a shopping trip to the Red Sea Mall. So see you guys when we get there. So the Red Sea Mall is spread over 3 floors, and the approximate square footage is huge. It's 242,000 square meters. So there's a lot in there. There's cinemas. There's even an ice skating rink. But we obviously just focused on wandering around and looking at the shops. There was a huge variety of shops. There was lots of luxury stores and then also the more kind of high street ones that you would actually see anywhere in the UK. They even had a Boots, which was insane, as Boots is obviously quite a small, not really well-known brand in the UK, and actually started in Beeston, which is obviously where we're from. Wow. After quite a long first day, to be honest, we were a little bit tired and probably weren't really that excited about the prospect of going to a museum. We did arrive to this museum called Al Taybat Museum, and it's actually inside a historic palace spread over 4 floors. So it was pretty huge as well, but luckily or unluckily, depending on how you look at it, we arrived with only an hour to go before it closed. So we did have to get our skates on going round, but to be honest, we were pretty tired, so that worked for us. So we spent an hour wandering around. It's full of historic artifacts from the region. It had various different tribal outfits, and it was a lot of fun actually, and it did wake us up. So they had different rooms that were made out, and you could walk through, made out into the various regions' homes and what they would have looked like. So we learned a lot, and it really did orientate us to the rest of the trip. But it was probably one of the highlights actually, and I really enjoyed it. So this is the Rosewood Jeddah. We're staying in the executive suite. Just going to give you a quick tour. The bathroom is huge. We have, I'll just come in for a second. We have a bidet, which is just weird for us Brits. We have, I'm guessing, a shower to wash your bottom with as well. And the shower, well, that's okay. We had a bit of trouble with it this morning, but it's fine. It's a huge bathroom. And then, we've even got a TV in the bathroom, which I'm guarantee we won't use, but it's still quite fun. And then moving into the main part of the executive suite, it is huge. I could probably do about 10 to 15 lunges that way if I wanted to. We do have a kettle, very important. There's also a fridge. So if you're like me and you bring milk because you make your tea, that's all chargeable though, so we won't be using any of that, but I've just squeezed in my milk there. We have a snack. This is free. with some very nice looking biscuits. I don't know if it's double layered. No, it's not. Never mind. Still some nice biscuits. They're snacks. They're chargeable. Absolutely spectacular view. That's what you get when you pay the prices I've paid. And yeah, huge. I'm guessing king sized, probably even bigger than a king size bed, super king size. So that's the Rosewood Jeddah. So far, I would definitely recommend this hotel. So we are in Al Balad, which is the UNESCO World Heritage site, and it's dating from the 7th century. We just sat in a cafe. We're waiting to get our coffee. So yeah, and join us on our little guided tour around Al Balad. We spent some time wandering around Al Balad, and we kind of got lost. There was a lot of construction going on there, so a lot of the roads that our guide knew were actually closed. But we spent a good hour, 2 hours wandering around. We even saw a football match going on. What was really nice about this Al Balad, or Old Town, that we found that we hadn't found in other old towns in Europe, was that it was very much still used by the locals. Our guide, they would still go shopping there to get material for clothes. They would buy in bulk. So a lot of the locals still lived there and used it as though it was not a UNESCO World Heritage site and not a tourist trap. We didn't see many tourists, actually. We just saw a handful, probably not more than 4 or 5, which again was really nice and kind of gave the place a good authentic feel. What we also learned, which I found really interesting, was the buildings had different coloured windows, and that was due to the fact that whoever lived there, it would tell you what their trade was. So I think green was fishing, so they would be people who go fishing, obviously, and then there was a blue one, which I think represented people more in carpentry, that kind of trade. And then there would be brown, which were the posh people who didn't necessarily have a job. So I found that very interesting as well. Just around the corner from Al Balad, we booked and went into something called Team Labs, which is Japanese concept. It's kind of light, visual, interactive space. It was, again, something else that was huge, set over multiple floors. What was really nice about that was it was obviously very popular with the local people. It was very, very busy. We did go to Jeddah during their school holidays, so there was a lot of children and families, but it was obviously well situated, and people did kind of flock there. So yeah, we did enjoy Team Labs. It's throughout the world. There's different ones throughout the world, so it wasn't Saudi specific, but as I said, it was nice to see families enjoying it of all ages. Hi, this is day 4, our 3rd full day in Jeddah. We are currently at Shades, which is a beach resort in North Jeddah. It's roughly about an hour's drive away from our hotel, and it's pretty much on the most northern part of Jeddah that you can get. It's kind of a very similar but different vibe to other beach resorts that we've been to. We're not meant to record video, but other than that, and there's obviously no alcohol, which is also a very strange experience. But it's very nice here, it's very chill, and as you can hear, it's pretty loud as well. So yeah, enjoying it, had a good day, full sun, got a bit of a tan in January, so I'm quite pleased with that, definitely worth it. So that was it for very full days in Jeddah as two female travellers. I would definitely recommend visiting Jeddah. I think if we go back in a couple of years, it's going to look totally different. There's so much construction going on. The government, the prince, has a 2030 vision because the World Cup, Football World Cup, is going to be hosted there. So I think they're putting a lot of money into regenerating it and making it able to support the influx of visitors and tourism. I would say you can more or less wear what you like as long as it's modest. You don't have to wear any of the traditional garments. We didn't attract much attention. I would say I attract far more attention going to my corner shop than I do walking around Jeddah. Apparently, the only attention we had, which I totally missed, was from a bunch of Saudi builders. And I'm not even sure if they were Saudi, actually. They could have been other nationalities who were hanging around a calf, I think. And that was it. I totally missed it. So it wasn't even that obvious. I enjoyed it immensely, as did my travel companion. And I would return in a few years, as I said, just to see what the place is like. And so we will see you for the next one when myself and my fellow female companion travel on our next adventure. Bye for now.